Fatih Karagüldoğlu.
That's a great name. I just let one off a few minutes ago.
He's going to İnebolu.
İnebolu.
For our destination right now by the seaside.
Fantastic.
I should offer him some
Turkish delight, definitely some Turkish delight.
lokum ikram edelim.
Thank you.
Does he always travel by dolmuş?
Güzel araba olmadığı için dolmuş genellikle servis. Güzel araba olmadığı için.
He says since he doesn't have a private car, his choice of transportation is dolmuş.
It was funny. We were in such a giggly mood, we just started laughing when he said that his name was Farty. And poor guy, by the time we got down to where he wanted to go, it wasn't very far. He was desperate to get out.
While you were changing tape, Mungo, fucking Mr. Professional, with your barcodes, you know, you missed the whole thing. Poor Farty started to really shit himself. And he actually eventually decided he'd had enough.
And Mungo had the biggest fit of giggles I've seen anyone have for a long time. So I think we shouldn't giggle so much next time. I think we were a bit rude to poor old Farty. Made him feel very uncomfortable. So I'm sorry about that.
We're going okay, but you know, we're planning it as we go. It's important that we keep in touch with the office with regard to logistical planning, because any expedition needs people behind the scenes just to sort of facilitate things. Any delay, if we didn't get these visas and we had to wait till Monday to get them, then we'd be in trouble. You know that?
Yeah, I know.
Well, I'm going to have a quick coffee here, because I want to touch the sea. We haven't been near the sea yet.
The Iranians won't give us our visas in London for a bureaucratic reason. I don't know what it is.
Oh, there's oil everywhere. Yuck.
So we've got to try and get them issued in either Georgia or Azerbaijan. And that's not a given.
I've just spoken to Russ about the Iranian visa situation, and it's not good, to be honest. I don't know how they're going to get to India now. We know we can't get into Uzbekistan because it's a closed country. Iraq, don't even go there. Syria, Jordan, Saudi Arabia is an absolute minefield. So the only alternative we've got really is to go through Iran and then get a boat from Dubai to India.
Well, we've decided to take a boat to get to India from Dubai, and we booked it for the 12th of May, and that's pretty well set in stone. I'm sure this is just a bureaucratic problem, but the problem with bureaucracy is it can take days to solve. Crazy.
Today, get up, get on the bus, drive to Georgia as much as we can.
You better drive fast, driver.
We're here in Batumi, which is in Georgia, and we've just left the dolmuş behind the bus in Turkey. And this is the new form of transport, the Ural.
Are we in any danger being in Georgia on a Russian motorcycle dressed up like an army bike?
As long as you are not holding Kalashnikovs, I think it should be all right.
It should be all right.
Quite comfortable. I've never been in a sidecar before.
The Ural is a Russian motorbike which was used by the army and later was adapted and used by civilians. Things were going absolutely fine. We started off no problem at all. As you drive past, people beeping the horns, waving. I mean, that's why I wanted to drive the Ural in Georgia, really, because everyone used to use Urals, and so it's something which is sort of part of this world and part of how people would get about here. I had one big mistake there. Came around this one corner, and I got the whole thing wrong and ran completely wide to the other side of the road, and thank God there's no traffic. These corners, it's quite fun this, it's hard work. We're going to Tbilisi, the capital of Georgia, where we're going to catch a train to Azerbaijan overnight. This will give us some extra time, and since we're passing Gori, the birthplace of Stalin, we thought we'd go and have a look at the house he was born in. Strangely, they've encased it in a Greek temple structure to protect it. was all a bit sort of, isn't this guy great? And he really isn't. He wasn't a nice guy at all. The amount of scientists and artists and all sorts of people that he murdered.
Get out! Shoot him!
You know, he just wanted to wipe everybody out.
It was not their own house, so they were renting it out. And his father was a shoemaker, and who apparently was drinking a lot, and the mother was just doing nothing.
So as always, as I always do, I blame the parents.
Yeah.
Woo! Woo! Tell you, just terrible farts.
So Russia claims Georgia is massing troops in its breakaway regions today and warns it will retaliate if Georgia uses force.
But that's right over in the west.
That way, yeah.
No,
Northwest.
northwest is where we've come from. Oh, is that northwest there? So we're going in that direction. We're going to Tbilisi to get the train at 5 o'clock, so we got 4 hours to get there. It would have been nice to spend a bit more time here, but this is an expedition to get to Australia, and these things, you've got to jump through these hoops. It all hinges on getting into Iran at the right time in order to get the Dow, to get to Dubai, to get the container ship. So, and that all hinges on basically getting this visa. We're in the capital of Georgia, and I've ridden here on this bike the whole way across. I'm very proud of myself. I think it's a great bike. It's quite funny, really, because we're just literally just hopping off one mode of transport and just rolling onto another one. On the Baku Express, we crossed the border between Georgia and Azerbaijan during the night. It was another weary train journey, and we arrived exhausted in Baku. It's one of those things where you think it's a great idea to travel on trains at night because you travel and you move distances, but you end up feeling worse than when you got on the train. It's a rip-off Mercedes. We've just picked up our form of transport, which is an old, what's this called again? UAZ. Which is something I've always wanted to drive, actually. So I'm quite up for it. So who owns this car?
I took it in the morning today.
Stole it?
Almost, yeah. What's it like to drive?
Yeah, it's all right. It's a bit vague. And you've got to push the brake in quite a long way before anything happens. Yeehaw!
This is the pressure moment. We're now going down to the Iranian embassy to try and get our visas. And